Guys, good evening.
Good evening,
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon.
Good evening, sir.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So let's wait for at least 2 minutes because है ना our few colleagues from NLR and PKM will join. तो हम एक 2-3 मिनट में ज्वाइन करते हैं,
Okay,
ठीक है?
sir.
So we'll wait for at least 2-3 minutes. ठीक है?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon जी.
Patil, sir.
हाँ जी, बोलिए जी. Good evening.
Sir, please mute to all because no person will join and then unmute. Mute to all, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir Chandan from Vasuli plant, sir. We all log in the same ID, sir. क्वालिटी से हम लोग 3 आदमी हैं और प्रोडक्शन से 5 आदमी.
क्या बात है. अच्छा यार, काफी ज्यादा क्या बोलते हैं उसको,
Good
पब्लिक से
afternoon,
लोग ज्वाइन
sir.
कर लिया. I think more than 75 people join. तो अच्छी बात है. Without any
Yes, sir.
push, without any क्या बोलते हैं उसको. So you people are actually want to learn the layer audit, right ना?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा यार, ये जो इको विको एक जगह पे अगर 2 डिवाइसेस लॉगिन है तो प्लीज अपने आप को म्यूट कर लो. और अगर आपसे कुछ रिप्लाई करना है, अगर कुछ वर्बल कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशंस है तो आप अनम्यूट करो. अदरवाइज आई एम ओके विद दिस ना साइन. ओके और दिस नॉट ओके. इफ यू आर नॉट एग्री विद दिस ट्रेनिंग, इफ यू आर नॉट कंफर्टेबल विद मी, यू कैन से लाइक दिस. ओके, तो कुछ अगर ऐसा है तो ऐसे बात करो. अदरवाइज अगर आपको बात करना है देन एंड देन ओनली यू कैन अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. ठीक है? अरे बाप रे, people are keep coming. It's around 56 plus few locations. There are 4-5 people in one room. So close to more than 70-75 people are joined already. So again, we'll wait for at least 2 minutes. Then we'll start at 4:35. Okay, let's start the content. Acha, I just want to share you the few areas because of that only we initiated this training. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir, audible.
Perfect. So now close to around 60 plus, approx 100 participants already joined. So first time I'm delivering training to the entire this group level the topic, which is layer audit. So I want to share why layer audit as a topic I selected. So the major the finding is that when I visited all the plants, I list out some of the observations which are very critical in nature, and layer audit is only the tool which will help you to improve on that. So based on that, I decided to give a training on the layer audit. Okay. Still team is joining here. Okay, now presentation is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, visible.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now layer audit. So the topic is very simple. So layer audit you all know, right? Audit means क्या है कि we need to verify or examine the process or the area with respect to some standard requirement. So that's audit. And layer means by the all levels, like starting from the senior management to the plant level and the plant managers and production head, and then below that there are some supervisors and line in charge, right? So these people, so all levels of people must be involved in doing the layer audit. So layer is the level of people involved, and audit is the process, right? So this is the simple definition of layer audit. Now coming to the layer audit tools. Now these are the challenges which I already shared. So layer audit tool used as a compliance tool and not as an improvement tools. So why I'm sharing this, because everywhere the data is available with respect to, you have the plan available, people are following that layer audit. But if I ask the question कि भैया लास्ट अगर आप 3 महीने 6 महीने से अगर ये लेयर ऑडिट कर रहे हो, तो व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट यू received from this or got from this layer audit? So nobody was properly answered me. So people are just doing sake of somebody is pushing them, and this is a core requirement of SupQuest. They are not properly clear about what's supposed to be end benefit out of this layer audit. उनको properly clear ही नहीं है कि भाई इस particular tool से benefit क्या होने वाला है. So that is the issue. Second one is quantifier. What exactly the matrices you need to follow? अगर हम layer audit process follow करते हैं, what will be the end result we are achieving by layer audit? So that is not even clear. Nobody is tracking the layer audit score. Nobody is tracking the compliance. Few plant definitely following, but few plant still there is a issue. Coming to the check sheet. Now some of the area people are using the check sheet which is not applicable to the process. Like manufacturing check sheet is used in the paint shop. So there are no checkpoints related to the paint shop process. Then why you people are doing the layer audit? So this is one more issue. And the fourth one is the involvement of all layer. If I remember my initial days with the OEM, the Mahindra and Tata, same issue was there also. अगर मैं बड़ी पोजीशन पे हूँ, I will always tell my colleagues that hey, मेरा भी कर दे बाबा, कल ऑडिट है, कल से कॉर्पोरेट से बंदा आने वाला है, काम कर फटाफट सारे फिलअप कर दे लास्ट बैक. So ये सारे issues थे. So all levels are not involved in doing the layer audit. And then the last one is that review mechanisms. Not a single plant currently reviewing the progress of layer audit score and the findings of layer audit. And what is the follow-up for improving the deviations? जो कुछ उसके अंदर नॉन कंफर्मिटी मिलती है, so how we are reviewing and how we are closing that. So there is no proper mechanism available. One person in the department is tracking everything. He is only identifying the deviation. He is only filling the improvements. So these are the 4 or 5 critical issues which I observed during my initial round with all plants. So there are two options. Either we need to understand the process, otherwise we need to remove this process from the system. And the second parameter definitely not okay, because this is a mandatory core requirement for level 2 and the main core requirement in the level 1. So we need to act upon it. Now considering the current scenario also and considering the hierarchy structure, I simplified the entire process. Now it's very easy to implement across the unit. It's a very easy. Now I change the frequency also. Earlier it was once per shift. Now we have one person. हमारे पास एक आदमी है जो बंदा. There are 3-4 processes taking care of, and within that 3-4 processes there are 10-15 stations, and it is very difficult to do the layer audit on every shift basis, right? In all areas. And even if you want to cover the entire shop, then still more time is required on a daily basis. So what I did some changes to simplify the entire process, okay, and which will be helpful to follow the layer audit. Okay, so these are the 5 challenges, and at the end you will realize that this tool is really helpful for us. हमें ये tool काफी help कर सकता है for improving the entire the system related parameters and the past improvement in the process. So this is really a excellent tool which I suggest you to just understand simply and contribute at least 30 to 45 minutes a week. How much time required? 30 to 45 minutes for doing the audit in a week's time. So that is possible for everybody, including me. Okay. Now coming to the layer audit. So this is what I already discussed. The layer means ownership is with all layers, all levels of people in the organization, starting from the senior management like BG head, and then the plant head, and then the senior HODs, the production head, quality head, and all HODs, right? And below that there are people like line engineer and line supervisor, those who are leading that particular process, right? So earlier the hierarchy was at 5 level. Now we change and we set with the 4 levels, correct? And the audit, you know that audit means we need to check, हमें एक cross verify करना होता है, examine करना होता है, inspection करना होता है, verification करना होता है on that process by the person who is expert in that process and who is following the standard check sheet, correct? So this is the simple definition. What is a layer audit? Layer means the people, those who are involved from the senior to the bottom line, and the audit means we need to examine, we need to review the entire process, and whatever the findings we are getting, we need to just identify and calculate the score and keep behind the follow-up of the deviations, improvement of the deviation, right? So this is what the entire process. Now coming to it's a simple regular audit. But लोगों को अभी क्या लगता है पता है? Audit means somebody to come and review our process and start pushing us or finding our mistakes. It's not like that. You are the owner of that process. You need to do the audit of your own process and identify the improvement areas. So ये आपके एरिया में आपको ही ऑडिट करना है. So you are the auditor, you are the auditing. आप ही को करना है, आप ही का प्रोसेस करना है, right? So there is not somebody from coming outside and cross verify your process. That is the first. It's a simple audit process. It's a regular audit. There is no different consultant or external agencies involved in this. That's clear. Second is that by whom? I already discussed, by all layers of the organizations, correct? How? So we have the standardized check sheet available for the manufacturing stations and the paint shop and the shot blastings and the other processes like FOP shops and the leak test and the soap test. There are different processes at different locations, right? So mostly we are following on the 3 areas. One is that the manufacturing process, quality gates, and the critical processes. When I was with Tata Motors, I know that we started this layer audit process only for the manufacturing and the quality gate. But later on, we started doing the layer audit for many of the other resource providing departments like admin, then transport yard, then canteens, then store, then maintenance area. Correct. These are the supporting departments. So we have the layer audit process available for this department also. Correct. But we need not focus right now for this process. But at least we need to cover all the critical processes, manufacturing process and quality gate. Correct. Then slowly we go into the admin processes and the other supporting processes also, right? So we have the standard check sheet available for layer audit. If it is not there, I want a simplified way to do this standardization. You just sit with your plant corporate coordinator, identify the areas of improvement and define the checkpoints. Again, is that process. We have 10-15 points common, which is applicable at all processes. Additionally, you need to add the checkpoints which is related to that process. हमारे पास एक स्टैंडर्ड चेकशीट का टेम्पलेट्स है, उसके अंदर 4-5 पॉइंट हमारे कॉमन रहते हैं उसके अंदर आप आपके एरिया स्पेसिफिक चेक पॉइंट ऐड कर सकते हो, एंड दैट यू नीड टू ओनली रिव्यू। लेकिन आपको ये जानना पड़ेगा कि बाय चेकिंग और बाय इंश्योरिंग द कंप्लायंस अगेन ईच एंड चेक पॉइंट यू विल गेट द राइट बेनिफिट आउट ऑफ दिस प्रोसेस। तो तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए कि ये सारे चेक करोगे और ये अगर सारे करेक्ट है तो ये प्रोसेस से जो कुछ बाहर निकलेगा प्रोडक्ट वो ऑन टाइम विद राइट क्वालिटी निकलेगा, करेक्ट? So that you need to verify. And then what? And now this is the one of the major improvement which is not evident across all the plants. That is, whatever the findings there in the layer audit, nobody is tracking on the improvements. Nobody is following for the improvements. Monday also same concern, and the Saturday also same concern. First day of every month, the same concern. Lux level is low, and the same not okay parameter for entire month, and then entire 6 months, and then entire year. बिकॉज उसको लगता है कि मैं बोल बोल के थक गया सर, ये तो बहुत पहले से ओपन है, आपको भी पता है, कॉर्पोरेट को भी पता है। पीपल आर गिविंग सो मच एक्सक्यूजेस बिकॉज दे आर कंसिडरिंग दिस एज एन एस्केलेशन एजेंसी, एस्केलेशन पॉइंट ऑफ एक्टिविटी। इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। सो गाइज आई शेयर, इट्स नॉट अ कंप्लायंस टूल। हमें खाली ऑडिट करके स्कोर निकालना नहीं है। वी नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द डेविएशन एंड द इंप्रूवमेंट एरिया इनटू द एप्लीकेबल प्रोसेस। हमारा काम है कि इस एरिया में क्या क्या ऐसी चीजें आइडेंटिफाई करनी है, अगर जो इंप्रूव होती है तो हमें बेनिफिट मिल सकता है। So that's a simple process. So the definition, one line definition is that a layer audit is the standardized audit performed on the regular and frequency basis. ये standardized audit process है, एक particular frequency पे करना है by all the organizations, and for that you need to follow the standard check sheet, okay, and follow for the deviation. This is what I discussed. So entire layer audit in this 4 criteria. Clear? Now coming to the simplified way. What is the past and what's supposed to be expected? Okay, now shift from compliance tool to the improvement tool. So before means what currently. Sometimes before some plants are already improved based on the guideline given, based on the informal discussion with the plant team when I was at the plant. So daily audit adherence was the focus. Sir, हमारे पास audit का plan है and we have the compliance against that. Completely okay. And it's a fault finding. Every time they are finding so much mistakes and they are sharing with the supervisor, but there is no closure. Then some plants don't have the check sheet also, and they are following the manufacturing check sheet into the paint process. There are 50% points are not applicable in that process area. Why we are checking? Sir, लेकिन हम लोग वहाँ पे ये लिख देते हैं. What is the logic of writing down ये in that? Correct? So revisit the check sheet and only have the checkpoints which is related to that process. We are not expecting somebody to give which is not applicable to the process, and some people are blindly following that check sheet which is not relevant to that process, correct? Then NC point closure not evident. People have so many concerns in the layer audit, and some people are rigorously doing the layer audit. They are finding so much critical concerns in the process, but the closure agency like maintenance or some of the resource provider are not properly closing the deviations. And after 6-7 months वो बंदा अपने ऑफिस में कर रख के ये लेयर ऑडिट कर देता है इन सिटिंग विद द ऑफिस। अरे वो सेम ही यार, कल भी नोट के तो आज भी लीकेज है, कल लीकेज था मशीन का आज भी लीकेज है बिकॉज उसका सील नहीं मिलता है, उसका ये नहीं मिलता है। ही हैव सो मेनी एक्सक्यूजेस, और स्लोली उसको बोलना ही बंद कर दिया। फिर वो क्या करता है, वो अपने ऑफिस में वो सारा चेक शीट फिलअप करता है, एंड ही इज हैविंग वेरी गुड डेटा अवेलेबल ऑन द कंप्लायंस। सो दैट इज नॉट द लेयर ऑडिट एक्चुअली, करेक्ट? वन मोर थिंग, अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द चेक पॉइंट. Some people are following like demerit score and the quality gate. Not a single plant have defined the demerit score, but still that checkpoint is there, right? We need to freeze. We need to set the standard for rating the defect severity by setting the demerits or by critical, minor, or major, whatever. If it is not there, let's sit with the corporate the coordinators and freeze that the checkpoint. Na? Why unnecessarily we are taking printout? It's a wastage of cartridge. And wastage of that NA, you writing down NA in all the checkpoints, right? Which is not expected. Correct? Then limited imports on the findings. Why limited? Because some of the plants not even reviewed last 6 months what kind of NCs in that particular process. Correct? Then why we are doing the layer audit? If the end benefit is not there, we are wasting the paper, we are wasting the time, and we are equally deviating the importance of the layer audit tool, giving less respect to the standard. So either we need not follow this, otherwise if we are following now, the end result must be achieved. At the end we are expecting some amount of result into the process, right? And the improvement. One more thing, quantifier, not track and review rightly. अगर layer audit score 50 है, still it is okay. If it is 90, still it is okay. If your layer audit score is 90, your Sukkot score must be more than 65. Must be. That is a correlation. Because if you are adding area specific point into the checklist, and if each and every area is ensuring the right compliance against the checkpoint, your Sukkot score will be 65. There is no doubt on that. Correct. So these are the before point. Now what we are expecting, major focus is required on the deviation. So what we did, पहले daily का एक audit था, now we shift weekly. At least you need to cover the one process by the process owner, and monthly all processes need to be covered by the plant. So frequency 90% we reduce the frequency. Means आपको ज़्यादा audit नहीं करना है, effective audit करना है. That's the simple change we did. So no need to go every day and fill that data. At least on Monday you need to do the audit, and entire week you need to do a follow-up on the deviation and the improvements. Correct. So first, our focus must be on the identifying the deviation and the improvements and the closure. Correct. So we need to close all the findings, and we need to improve the area and the process. Correct. That's the major shift. Then the third shift is that revision of area specific check sheet. Guys, within next 1 week, I am expecting those who are attending the trainings or those who are not attending trainings, the first wave, the people are not serious about the layer audit. And if you are attending, sit with the corporate coordinator, freeze out the check sheet for that area, and only 30 to 45 minutes a week you need to spend in that particular process, and list out all the non-conformity and calculate the score. If your score is 30, 40, it's completely okay right now. But at least after 1 week, the score must be more than 60 or 70 or 75, depending upon the kind of deviations, right? So that you need to measure. No need to measure the compliance percentage, because now the deviation, I already given the deviation on the frequency. आपको frequency बहुत कम है, but your focus must be required on finding the right improvement area and keeping push with the related resource provider, or maybe the maintenance team, or maybe the production person, or maybe the any related agency, those who are accountable for that non-conformity. Just push that agency and close all the observations. That is what is required. So I am giving you the deviation on the frequency, that is clear. Second thing, I want you to focus on finding the right improvement area. Third, you need to push that responsible agency to close this observation within a week's time. And if he is not closing that observation within a week's time, same agency, the person who is audited that area, must to escalate this concern to the plant head, or maybe the production head, immediate next level hierarchy, right? And if still this concern is open, then escalate to the plant head. And if the production head is doing fortnightly, or maybe the plant head is doing once in a month audit, the plant head must to audit the area which is low which is highest impacted area and low in the layer audit score. That means plant head also check the same checkpoint, and he also got the same observation, must to support him. Correct? So this is what is expected. Then training on the applicable checkpoints. Now understanding also required. People are not properly clear about the 5 years. नहीं 5 years क्यों करना है, 1 years और 2 years नहीं करना है, क्यों नहीं 5 years करना है? If he is having very a small place for the one station, why not ensure the 5 years in that area? So demerit what is required, the customer concerns in the quality gate. Really that quality gate person is aware about the field complaint or the customer data. So these are the related point. I want you to sit with the corporate coordinator and freeze out the check sheet. Within a week's time, I am giving you a week's time, everybody to freeze out the checkpoint in respective area. That is the primary requirement. Then coming to the stability, establish the review mechanism. At least once in a week or once in a month, entire production head and down, or maybe the hierarchy once per month is the plant head. At least in a month, 35 to 40 minutes, you all need to sit together and review the matrices. What is the current layer audit score? It's a 30% or 40% or 70%. One side you are sharing your layer audit, Sukkot score is 35. Another side you are sharing the layer audit score is 75 or 80, which is not possible. It's a sibling. वो दोनों में मिलते जुलते. So my requirement is at least, so list out the requirement. So this is what this presentation will be shared to you. The major importance is once in a week, at least that process owner to review the entire process and identify the area. Once in a month, everybody, the entire plant level, at least once in a month. Otherwise, I will add this matrices into the corporate quality review. Okay, so I will add this matrices. So my corporate team is also joined here. So I will add this matrices in my review, plant quality review. Okay. So at least I will review once in a month across all units. But I want you as a plant to review the layer audit score, compliance percentage, response time as against the findings, at least. Okay. So this is what we are expecting. So this is what we are shifting from compliance to the improvement. So it's not about only tracking the data, filling the sheet. So many files you have. I saw in the UTG also in the recent assessment, they have a very good mechanism. Still, the closure is a challenge, right? Another plant, definitely some plant is not doing. Bangalore plant is slightly doing good on the compliance front also. But the other plants, I don't want to take a name of their plants, but I have so many concerns with the layer audit. And I know that there is a challenge of doing the layer audit on a regular frequency, on a daily, a shift basis, not possible. So I am giving you the deviation on that. Okay? So simplify it. Now coming, so this is what the shift we did. So line engineer or the line supervisor, earlier the frequency is once per shift. That means you need to have three, if the plant is working in the 3 shifts, so at least 3 audits will be carried out in the one process in a daily basis, which is tough. So that's why you all are feeling this texture into the cabin. So second is that, so what we change once in a week. So line supervisor need to do audit in that entire process like SKD or maybe in the CV line, tipper area, or maybe the other processes, that area must be reviewed at least once in a week. As per, and you need to spend at least 35 to 40 minutes during that audit rigorously, no other agenda, and check. Actually, in other the other organizations, 2 cycles we need to check, the complete 2 cycles. But here it is not possible because we have the major operations at one location and very small operation at few locations. So we directly not link with the rotation of the process. We can do at least 30 to 45 minutes. We need to spend there, and as per the documents, you need to do the layer audit at the stations. So guys, I'm giving you the deviation on shifting the frequency. Earlier it's once per shift, now it's once per week. Manager and HOD fortnightly. So managers and HOD must do the layer audit at least twice a month. At least. Then that planted once per month. So this is the frequency. Okay, once per month. And senior management like BG or I may visit the plant. I will do the layer audit in that area, which is the biggest impacted area. Okay. So why this even one more advantage of doing through the hierarchy is that everybody on the same track, everybody on the same page, and everybody knows that the understanding and the requirement of that process. Correct? So that is the major requirement of the layer audit. So all layers are involved. Frequency I slightly deviate. Earlier definitely the planted twice a month. Now it's 1 per month. Now you need to track plan against actual. That format is with all. I know that. So the few important notes which I write it down here. Highest impacted area process can be considered for the planted and BG head audits. Planted and BG heads can change the plan. They may increase the size or the sample for the layer audit, depending upon the condition of the plant, condition of the process, and the condition of the area. Correct? Second is that all level can increase the frequency, what I already shared. So I give you a deviation that once per week. If you have a time, if you have started getting benefits out of this process, you can increase the frequency. Right? And if you have a time, okay? Then the third is that all critical processes need to be covered for the layer audit as we reduce the frequency sample. So this is what I already shared. So if you have a time, if you have right the approach towards the layer audit process, and if you are getting the maximum benefit out of this process, you can increase the frequency. Okay, now the one of the important area which I write it down below this the training, that is audit frequency will be increased once the layer audit process rightly executed and meets the expectations. We will revisit the entire implementation and executions after 3 months. And if you all are complying as per the standard requirement given by us, then we'll slightly increase the frequency. Otherwise, we will not increase the frequency. Why to waste the paper then? राइट? तो अगर आप अगले 3 महीने में इस प्रोसेस को सही से अडॉप्ट कर लेते एंड सिंप्लीफाई कर देते हो, एंड इफ यू आर गेटिंग बेनिफिट्स, then we slightly increase the frequency, maybe once per week may becomes twice per week, and slowly we'll increase the process. Initially definitely the process is really we also struggle a lot initially when I was with Tata Motors for 2 years, but when I started implementing this process, initially people are not ready to accept because they are thinking that this is an additional requirement over and above the production, over and above the inspection, over and above the review, everything, right? But after 1.5 years, they are rigorously following this process because the entire area was shipped. Their regular concerns was updated, right? And they are struggling to find out the deviation because the score is more than 95 or 96. Correct? So sometimes they are intentionally, 5 years, they are improving so much. Initially, the score was 30-35%, just like us only. But 1 point change and slightly improvement and slight improvement, then later on some of the processes score is more than 95, and they're struggling to get the deviations, improvement areas, right? Now coming to the next area. So this is what we already discussed, bridge the gap. So layer audit is majorly focusing on identifying the improvement area and the gaps also. In the checking if the standards are properly followed or not. Now, I want you to check the process requirement with respect to the standard and documentation which is available there at the process. You need to check the process parameter, you need to check the output also. Like if you are doing the paint process audit, you need to have the complete SOP available with you. What is the process parameter? What's the output from the process? What is the DFT? What is the gloss? So you need to check that also. And 30-35 minutes or 40 minutes is enough to check the entire parameters in the process. Correct? And identify all the small deviations before they become the big problem. A small leakage, you need to identify immediately. But वो बंदा बोलेगा सर ये 4 महीने पहले बताया था, ऐसा ही था, अभी भी ऐसा ही वॉल नहीं है, ये इम्पोर्टेड मशीन है, हमने पुराना लिया था, बहुत साल पुराना है, इसका वॉल बाहर से आता है, तो हमने इसको ये कर दिया है, इंसुलेशन कर दिया. इट्स नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड, राइट? बाद में वो बढ़ जाएगा. जस्ट इमेजिन द वेस्ट. Like simple example I'm telling you guys. I'm roaming inside the plant. I was observing the leakages, air leakages. We are spending some amount of money on creating the compressor, arranging the process, right? And there are series of leakages in the plants. And because of first day that guy highlighted, second day also highlighted, 1 week also highlighted. Later on he stop highlighting the concern because he knows that ये ऐसा ही है, चलने वाला है, बहुत दिन से पहले से. So layer audit will help you to identify every small deviation, and I want you to focus on that. So don't give the deviation. It's a waste. It's maybe 1 rupees or 5 rupees. It's a waste only. So our job is to at least find out the areas where the COPQ will be impacted. Cost of poor quality. River, very high river. People are using putty just like a home paint. Itna putty laga. Just imagine, guys. I'm giving you a very good example, which I'm always telling to my teams. अगर आपने गाड़ी लिया, if you buy a car, पूजा हो गया, celebration happens, and then everybody is in the happy mode, right? But the salesman will explain you, sir, this गाड़ी don't have a defect, this car don't have a defect, इसमें कोई सर कोई concern नहीं है, no defect, but गाड़ी को 2 बार रिपेयर किया, आप क्या करोगे? You will not buy, you will reject that time. So rework is the correction, not perfection. Correct. So I want you to just focus on minimizing the COPQ, cost of poor quality, by doing the right practices, by losing the losses, by removing the NVA, non-value-added activity. So focus on these areas. Correct. Then coming to the next, so involvement of all level of the organization. Definitely this is very, very important, and I will check that during my audit also. And that now next time you will not, I will not listen your excuses because I already deliver a training. I already close all the observations. I give the deviation on the frequency also. That much support is available from our side, right? Just like what we did in the SHE. Okay, just like what we did in the SUPQuest. We provide all kind of supports and then we'll be pushing. So I'm giving the support on the layer audit tool because this is very, very important. Identification of potential improvement area, which I already shared. Aim to ensure the high level of process control. Right, so so manual intervention जितना कम कर सकते हो उतना better है. Go for the automation, go for the innovation, so that द ह्यूमन एरर, या तो जो किसी बंदे से या तो किसी ऑपरेटर से मिस्टेक्स होता है ना, दैट विल बी अवॉइडेड. Okay, identify the areas of improvement which I already shared. Now the below yellow I highlighted, that is on if all the layers are involved and rigorously adopted and implemented the layer audit tools, then sustenance on the system in Sukkest will be taken care. आपको अलग से बाकी सारी चीजों को पुश करने की जरूरत नहीं है. पूरे प्लांट के अंदर there are series of different areas where the people are working, and all people there is a team also available, and the team in charge also available, whether it is line supervisor or manager, maybe senior engineer, or maybe deputy manager, assistant manager. That guy is leading the team. If he is ensuring the right compliance of the systems, that process, then there is no additional push required for implementing the system like Sukkest. Layer audit will ensure, daily basis we are checking, sir, my area is perfect. As per the Sukkest, my area is 96% or 90%. Then automatically your plant level score will be more than 65. So layer audit really plays a very good role for ensuring the improvement and sustaining the system part. Correct? So this is what I'm sharing right now. Now coming to the how to do the layer audit. या तो आप मंथ के स्टार्ट में यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर द कंप्लीट प्लान. आपको एक पूरा प्लान बनाना है फॉर द एंटायर प्लांट कि सारी एरिया कवर होनी चाहिए. एटलीस्ट दैट लाइन सुपरवाइजर, लाइन मैनेजर और लाइन इंचार्ज कैन टेक cover at least all areas in a month. That is the primary requirement. And then the production head and the quality head, maybe the HOD, cover at least 2 critical areas in a month. And then plant head will check the entire data from your end, because monthly mechanism must be established. Out of that, one area he will select and cross check the observations and calibrate your expectations, process expectation and his expectations. And if any additional support required, he will guide you, he will mentoring you, he will support you during that times, right? And then if after all these kind of initiatives, if the things are still not improved, then definitely we'll go to the SB head or BG head, not SB head. Correct. And will escalate this concern for any financial support required or maybe management support required. Then this kind of issue will be escalated to the senior management, right? So select the area, one area, you need to plan for the entire month, and you need to cover that area as per the plan. So first matrix is compliance percentage. Whatever plan, whatever agreement you did, now you need to comply against that only. I'm not expecting you need to do every day, but at least you decided once in a week, you need to follow that. If you are on leave, next week you need to cover 2 areas. Correct? So that is required. Then conduct the audit as per the plan. But for that, you need to have the standard checksheets, which I already told you. Please discuss with my coordinators, my person, corporate person is already there. He will freeze the checksheet, he will guide you, he will support you. Not an issue. We'll have the 3-month time to execute the entire layer audit tool 100% across unit. There is no deviation there. Correct? Then give the feedback and document results. So you need to record the plan, then check sheet, as again check sheet, what is the current status of that process, and then implementation, restoration type of improvement immediately. And you expect at least same day or within 7 days, we are expecting that concern need to be closed. If it is not closed, you need to escalate to the next level of hierarchy. Correct? And then follow for the improvement. If it is more than 7 days, if it is major infra modification required, or maybe some financial the budgetary support is required, then definitely you need to go for the senior management, right? If the process is giving the right result after improvement. Correct? So this is what the flow is. That very simple. There is no rocket science, nothing here. If the line in charge can follow, HOD can follow. HOD can follow, then production head and plant head can follow. And definitely the senior management will definitely review these things. Okay. So there are 3 types of findings you need to do. So we have 15-20 checkpoints maximum in each process. So round green means no deviation. No deviation means whatever the requirement as against the checkpoint is evident in the shop floor. That is the first. Second is that no deviation is found. Sorry, any deviation is found. That is cross 1. If anything we are expecting out of that checkpoint or in the process which is not matching with the standard or which is not meeting our expectations or the process expectation, then that's a deviation. Deviation means not meeting the required process or product parameter. Correct? Then we need to have the improvement plan for that. And the third category is any. no evaluations or any in the condition either compliance or it does not match. I mean, the point which is not applicable to that process. Correct? So that we can, so that ENA, but ENA now we need to revisit every 3 months. If the consistently, if you are mentioning any checkpoint consistently as an ENA, then we need to remove that ENA point out of the checklist, and we need to add few more points which is applicable to that station or that process. So it's a real-time updation. This data will speak with us, right? So this is a sample check sheet. Where is the check sheet? Yes, yes. Right. So this is a check sheet. If you see, conduct within 60 minutes of the shift starts. So it's not required you need to only follow at the shift start only. You need to decide, but at least you need to cover into the first half. Correct? Then we have a checkpoint here. Safety culture is in place. Display the operator understanding. So all the PP metrics are displayed. The person is using the PP or not. If it is okay, then you can mention it green. So out of these 14 parameters, some parameters are not okay, some are NA, and some are okay. So how to calculate the layer audit score? Total checkpoint is 14. Here I already mentioned. Okay points are 0.9, NC points are 0.4, and 1 point is 0.1. Now understand, we need to calculate the layer audit score with respect to the applicable point. Not applicable point cannot be considered as an okay. So 13 points are applicable, 9 are not okay. That means 69% score. We'll answer the question at the end. Praveen, you need to ask something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Praveen. Praveen, go ahead.
Praveen, your voice is not audible.
ठीक है प्रवीण, at the end we'll discuss. ठीक है? ठीक है जी. Now coming to the so these are the 4 quantifier. Now the quantifier is not clear to all the process owners. So I'm giving you the right the definition of quantifier. Quantifier, there are 4 quantifiers we need to check. One is that the compliance tools. Like compliance means what? Whatever the plan you decided, you need to act upon them and you need to comply against the plan. So if you are planning for 4 areas to be audited in the 1 month, you need to please audit that 4 areas. So your compliance percentage is 100%. Right? That's the one. Second is layer audit score. So which I already shared in the previous slide. What is your layer audit score? Out of total 13 points, how many points are okay? You need to calculate that percentage. That is your layer audit score. And if your layer audit score is more than 90-95 and Sukhya score is 23, that means it's not matching. From here, I will understand there is a manipulation. There is no seriousness about the layer audit, or maybe the Sukhya score is wrong, or maybe the layer audit score is not rightly calculated, right? Then NC closer response. So within 7 days, we are expecting the actions as against the findings, right? So that's the third point. And the fourth point is calibration understanding of each checkpoint within all level. I additionally added this one. Why calibration? Because sometimes line in charge said, sir, यहाँ पे lux level 600 चाहिए. Then some people will, expert people will tell, hey, it's a 450 as per the ISO standard. But ISO is a generic standard which is applicable to the manufacturing standard. But if we have the special process, then we need to upgrade the standard also. So that means calibration means understanding and requirement as against the checkpoint must be common and same within all levels. Agar senior management jo bol raha hai, that is with the plant level only, that is with the production head, quality head, and then line supervisor and line in charge, right? So this all people must have the same understanding and same expectations from that process, from that checkpoint. So that calibration also evaluated. But there is no proper criteria we are going to have to check this calibration score. We need to only track 3 matrices: percentage compliance, layer audit score, and NC closer response. Now I will majorly focus on the NC closer response. If somebody is highlighting the lux level is low since more than 3 months, and if the same station is impacted, वो same area अगर paint के कुछ area concerns को impact कर रहा है, then I will ask the question by why you are not improving the lux level. Because of this lux level, there is a cost of poor quality increase. because of the high rework in the PDI, because many of the thin issue, uncovered concerns are reaching to the next issue. Correct? So NC closure response is very very important. हमें ये नहीं करना है कि बहुत दिन तक सेम पॉइंट ओपन रहेगा, बाद में क्या होता है वो बंदा खुद ही हाईलाइट करने चलता है, सर लिख के दे सर मुझे पता है क्लोज नहीं होने वाला, ये बरसों से ओपन है सर, ये कोई सीरियसली नहीं लेता सर. सो ये काइंड ऑफ थॉट प्रोसेस नहीं आनी चाहिए. करेक्ट? So this is what I already explained, compliance percentage, how they calculated. It's a 75%. See here. So line supervisor, 4 audit he planned and 4 he completed, that means 100%. If the compliance percentage is 75% and less, that means it's a yellow. And if you are complying only 50% as against your plan, then it's a red. So guys, understand, we'll check the compliance percentage. This is very very important. And I will check layer audit percentage compliance for each and every white collar. White collar means the staff who is there in the plant. At least staff, I will check every person must be involved in doing layer audit, starting from all verticals, whether it is a store or whether it's a HR, whether it's a finance. Everybody to at least understand the points. Correct? I will check that area. Coming to the percentage score, which I already discussed. This is the sample example we discussed for calculating the layer audit score, right? Then this is one more example. Okay, now here the yellow we highlighted. Shop and area specific checkpoints may added. So shop and area specific checkpoint may be added if any. So completely it is with you only how many checkpoints you need to add into the check sheet. But at least once you need to sit together and freeze out the template. No need to go again and again revision. Go for a revision. Take care. So you need to sit with the corporate function team, the process owner, and the few people and freeze out the check sheet and start monitoring the check sheet. Guys, I'm completely okay if your score is 30 or 40. At least you understand how much the opportunity is there for improvement. At least you understand. If you have scored in more than 70-75%, celebrate it. It's completely okay. But sustain that improvement, sustain that score, and push further for reaching up to the higher side. Right? So that is what we are expecting. So this is what example I given, and this content will be shared to you. The template is already there with all my team members. They will guide you. They will support you. Okay. Now this is one more area. Now layer audit problem tracking sheets. So whatever if your score is 50%, that means at least 4 or 5 points you identified as an improvement area. You need to list out all the observation in this sheet. इसमें आपको सबको यहाँ पे note down करना है. And responsibility must be identify the person who is doing the audit. Okay, you need to inform. No need to send mail. At least you need to go with him, discuss with the OFIs on the Gamba, and close the observations. Right? He must share the countermeasure. He may give the target timeline by इस साल में होगा, 2025 में होगा, completely okay. But have some justifiable data for that. Correct? So let's discuss with that responsible agency and then start pushing him for support and closing the OFI on timely basis. Right? So this is the last slide where the layer audit check sheets are different for every process. No need to follow a same check sheet within manufacturing also. Manufacturing start from the FOP to painting and shot blasting, and there are leakage tests and so many drive tests, so many other tests, right? So no need to follow the common check sheet across all processes. Process specific checkpoint you need to add, revisit the checkpoints. Not applicable point need to be removed after certain times. We need to review that point. If it is not applicable, it's not logical, then why to waste the printing of the particular that point? Why to waste that the check sheet also? Why to track unnecessary? So not applicable point need to be removed from the check sheet. No need. Then process specific points need to be added and to be verified by the suitcase coordinator of the specific plan. So my person is already there. You just need to prepare yourself. He will not remove, he will not add more. Just validate it with the coordinator because he knows the data from other plan also. He may guide you for adding few points, or he may mentoring you for removing some of the points, right? Remove will definitely not possible, but some points he will suggest you to add on a system point of view, like the safety parameters, PPEs, or maybe 1 is 2 years or 5 years understanding, or maybe the mission related statement you need to add into that. That is purely depends on you. So that's why I'm giving you a 1 week time for freezing a one check sheet in that particular process, right? If line engineer supervisor is absent, backlog audit need to be done next week or next month, right? Then coming to the all layer must be participated. So I will check the data from all level, and if all level are doing, but the same concern is open after doing audit by all levels, then it's a major issue, right? And if the process or the any deviation or any improvement area impacting the COPQ, river cost, and the customer satisfaction and the cost and the safety, then definitely it's a very big issue. That means we are not giving the importance to that particular improvement. And the last is very, very important, that calibrating. So last is a layer audit tools plays the very important role to sustain the system improvement and the past improvements, system requirement. So guys, this is a very simple tool. If everybody is ensuring the right implementation and right compliance as against the process requirement, there is no additional push required for sustain the process and the system requirement. Success score, if your success score is 65 and if everybody is doing layer audit rigorously in that specific area, your entire plant level status will be tracked properly, and there is a very less chances of deterioration. Correct? So this is what the entire content. So I hope that nothing specific on this. So thank you. So now it's a Q&A session. If you have any questions, anything you need to ask to me, because it's 1 hour, we have 30 minutes to resolve your each and every question. Correct? So over to Praveen. Praveen, you asked one question, right?
Hello. Yes, sir. आवाज आ रहा है?
Yes, Praveen.
Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, audible.
Okay. Sir, during finalize the check sheet, which type of area we have to consider more, like process related, safety related, or visualization related? किस टाइप के पॉइंट्स को हम ज्यादा वेटेज देंगे?
So there is no ज्यादा less वाला definition in this. Whatever the requirement for that process, like if I am doing the layer audit of any of the welding stations, then what's supposed to be the process parameter? SOP is there, the person is following the SOP or not, properly using the PP. If you are the owner of that particular stations, if you are owner, it's a Malik, then how much expectation you have? So all the requirement you need to freeze out into the check sheet. There is no small, no big. ये कम देना है, इसको ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. All to be covered into the check sheet. अगर स्कोर 30 आता है, 35 आता है, completely okay. But add all the checkpoints into the check sheet. तुम्हें सारे पॉइंट्स में ऐड करने. अगर वो सारे पॉइंट हो जाता है ना, that means this process is 100% matured and complying as against the standard. Correct?
Okay, sir.
We'll give the sample check sheet. Don't worry. We'll give the sample check sheet for central side. You just will review jointly. You, me, and few of our colleagues will review jointly. We'll need to try commonize check sheet for all.
Okay, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
I am having a question, sir.
Okay.
जो अपने पास लेयर ऑडिट का चेक शीट है क्वालिटी के लिए,
हाँ.
उसमें सर एक 10 नंबर पॉइंट है, तो क्योंकि हमारे पार्ट्स बहुत बड़े हैं और उसमें लिखा है कि उस एरिया में रिलेवेंट सैंपल्स रखना है, तो ये जरूरी है सर, या हम इसमें लिखेंगे नॉट एप्लीकेबल?
नहीं गलत है. सो आप जरा वीडियो ऑन कीजिए. कौन बात कर रहे हैं?
मैं चंदन प्रसाद बात कर रहा हूँ सर, वसूली प्लांट.
चंदन वीडियो ऑन करो यार, आप काफी अच्छे से काम करो वहां पर. मेरा बात भी होता रहता है आपसे.
आवाज मेरी आ रही है सर?
आ रही आवाज आ रही है. आप वीडियो ऑन कर दो.
वीडियो से
हाँ जी चलेगा. चलो ठीक है. आई विल आंसर योर क्वेश्चन. चंदन देखो, उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में जो बड़े कंपोनेंट, जैसे टिप्पर इज नाउ वेरी बिग कंपोनेंट, राइट? सो दे डोंट हैव द स्पेस, इवन दे डोंट हैव द फिजिबिलिटी आल्सो कि टिप्पर के बहुत सारे सैंपल वहां पे एज रख दे. ठीक है, बट एटलीस्ट वी नीड टू हैव द विजुअल्स प्रिंटेड, लाइक क्या ओके क्या नॉट ओके, राइट? एंड किस लेवल का एक्टिविटी से अपीयरेंस वाले स्टैंडर्ड होने चाहिए. सो दैट लेवल ऑफ विजुअल्स आर रिक्वायर्ड देयर. नो फिजिकल सैंपल इज रिक्वायर्ड इफ द प्रोडक्ट साइज इज वेरी बिग.
यस सर.
राइट?
Yes,
but not to remove this checkpoint, and not to mention ये करके.
ठीक है सर.
सर. Yes, Tapan.
सर गुड आफ्टरनून सर, माई सेल्फ तापस सर, यूटी के।
वेरी गुड इवनिंग जी, बोलिए तापस जी।
हाँ सर, my question is that in UTK, while this is the layered audit is the core requirement of process conformance pillar,
Right.
and while I was auditing department wise the percentage of people who are doing layered audit, the departments they have not started the layered audit. When I spoken to Mr. Samim, there was few department those who were not doing layered audit, and now in this training it is clearly mentioned that layered audit is must for all level and all employees.
Right.
There are few departments like sir in finance and NPD and CME, SCM. People are doing, sir.
अच्छा तपस है ना, आई विल आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन व्हाई आई ऐड दिस, बिकॉज हम लोग इनिशियली मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेसेस पे और इस पे फोकस करेंगे, बट लेटर ऑन विल गो फॉर दी सपोर्ट फंक्शंस आल्सो। तो अभी अगर मैंने नहीं डाला ना तो बाद में क्या बोलेंगे, तो आपने पहले क्यों नहीं डाला? आपको तो पता ही है यहाँ पे कैसे लोग थोड़ा सा पहले से, भाई मैंने डाल के रखा है, मैंने बोला भी था ट्रेनिंग में, आई एम रिकॉर्डिंग दिस ट्रेनिंग आल्सो। So initially we are pushing for all the manufacturing processes, but later on we'll push for the support process also. और उसके लिए चेक शीट बनाएंगे, तो पहले हम लोग मेन फोकस एरिया पे कर ले।
सर सर जैसा कि मैं उधर को ट्रैकिंग से वो फ्लोट करता हूँ ना कि कितना पर्सन इसको कंडक्ट कर रहा है कितना नहीं कर रहा है, तो उसमें क्या मैं इन डिपार्टमेंट का नाम ऐड करके उनको मेल फ्लोट करूँ क्या?
जरूरत नहीं सर, डोंट वरी सर, nobody to push that person to do the layer audit. This is the request to process confirmation pillar, so it's not your job to push them for making that core requirement green. Make it red. I will push that department when I will be in the audit. And if your plant level certification is missing just because of this core requirement, it's not your fault. It's that person fault only. So don't worry about that, okay? So all departments are available. I send mail to the plant head, and the entire departments already aware about this. So let that agency to do the layer audit. So don't request. It's not your personal requirement, right? It's their requirement only. So let them do the layer audit. Your core requirement must be green. That is the biggest issue with many of the plants. CFT approach is not visible for the few of the core requirement, and because of that, these core requirements are yellow consistently for more than 2 years now. Because तुम्हारे इसमें कुछ नहीं, तुम क्या करोगे, भाई क्यों नहीं करता यार, मेरा core requirement yellow हो रहा है, भाई कर लेना, तुम request करोगे. Yes, and because of that core requirement is yellow, so no need to push. ठीक है?
Okay sir, thank you sir.
They are there in the training also. You need to share the communication once only. So this is what the guideline given by corporate teams, and this core requirement belongs to yellow consistently from more than 6 months. I want to make it green. So guys, for making it green, these are the requirements from your end. Either you comply the requirement, I will make it green. Otherwise, make it yellow, I will make it red also, if you are not rightly giving them. And then stop communicating the mail.
Okay sir.
ठीक है?
Okay sir. Thank you.
सर वन पॉइंट फ्रॉम माय साइड सर।
यस सुमित।
सर जैसा कि आपने बोला अभी हम लोग वी हैव टू रिवाइज दिस चेक शीट, वी हैव टू रिवाइज द चेक शीट एज पर द एक्चुअल्स, एंड दिस एनी पॉइंट्स वी मस्ट रिवाइज, वी मस्ट रीलुक ऑल द चेक शीट्स आफ्टर अल्टरनेट 3 months.
राइट।
तो ये तो सर हमारे जो पॉइंट्स एप्लीकेबल नहीं है, दैट इज ओनली फॉर दैट। बट मेरा एक पॉइंट ये है कि सपोज सम ऑफ द इश्यूज और सम ऑफ द एक्शंस आर लाइक लक्स लेवल। लक्स लेवल क्या है, इस पे हम लोग ठीक है हमारे यहाँ अभी एनजी चल रहा है, बट दीज टास्क अगर एक बार मैंने कंप्लीट कर लिया तो सस्टेनेंस भी जरूरी है सर, दैट इज अ इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट। बट अगर लक्स लेवल एक बार हमारे क्वालिटी गेट पे 750 लक्स वी हैव अचीव्ड द लक्स, तो अगेन रिपीटेडली अगर हम उस पॉइंट को लेके चले तो दैट विल नॉट ऐड एनी वैल्यू, बिकॉज सस्टेनेंस इज ओके सर, फॉर 3 months वी विल चेक, बट वो चीज खराब होने वाली नहीं है अगर एक बार हमने मेंटेन कर लिया, जैसे लक्स है या कुछ इस तरीके की बड़ी चीज जो हमने कर लिया। जो चीजें प्रोसेस से मैनुअल डिपेंडेंसी है तो वहां पर तो हमको जरूरत है कि उसको डेली एक सस्टेनेंस मोड में लाने की। सो कैन वी रिमूव दोस चेक पॉइंट्स आल्सो लाइक लक्स लेवल वंस इट इज मेंटेन्ड और सस्टेन्ड, सो आफ्टर दैट कैन वी?
So very good question, but I have one more question. Can you just give me a writing that the lights and the bulbs will not fuse later on?
नो
लक्स वैसे भी उसका ल्यूमिनेंस कम होता जाएगा ना एट द टाइम। अब अगर आप बिल्ड वहां पे उस बिल्डिंग में पास हो गया।
Shamin, I already answered. Nobody can give in the writing that tomorrow that bulb will be continuously working.
Yes sir.
Right now. So you need to check. So at least you need to check the parameter which is giving you the right. Hey, if you are removing, your layer score will deteriorate, right? At least you need to add the points which is complying 100%. So your score will be on the higher side. Don't worry.
सर वो एक डाउट आया था तो आपसे पूछ लिया था।
Good question. I know that. Very good. Okay, ji. Anything else? See, you ask the question, otherwise I will not give chance to give me excuse during audit. Huh? I'm doing my job only. Later on, during the shop floor round, I will only assess the area. And if you are giving so much excuses, then I will remember this content only.
One more point, sir. As you shown in your check sheet that 100% compliance में green अपना है and 75% compliance में that is yellow and 50% compliance is red.
Okay, so one more thing now. So why I added this? If you are not complying rightly now, you need to only track the compliance. No need to go for red, yellow, green. But if after 1 or 2 months, if few teams are not complying 50% now, then I will add that matrices in my review, where the management will review that status then. I will make it red, yellow, green once if the things are not as per the expectations. No need to go for red, yellow, green right now. You need to only track the compliance percentage. Okay. If it is compliance is less than 50%, now I will add that matrices in my area. Sir, these are the people not doing less than, they are doing less than 50%. So they are in the red zone, sir. So automatically the push will be there and automatically the score will be 100%, maybe more than 100%. I know that this team will do more than the plan audit, right?
Sir, one doubt, sir, from my side.
Yes. Chandan, huh?
Yes, sir. Chandan from Asuri.
Yes, sir. Okay.
In a layer audit check sheet, point number 8, sir, in that it has mentioned that is quality standard available. So we are going for that quality standard, sir. We are having. But if our job is like a big job, or you have given the example of we have to check 100%. So there is also given one point that sampling plan. So what should we do there, sir?
Right. I will answer. Very good question. Yeah, you need to ask that kind of questions because this requires some clarity from our end only. See, what is the product quality standard? It's an acceptance norm.
Yes, sir.
You need to have the physical samples there. However, we need to have the right clarity in the documents, whether it's a process sheet or control plan or WIS or maybe SOP, what level of process parameter and product parameter to be checked and ensured at that station. That is a product quality standard, whether it's a visual, whether it's a pictorial, whether it's a specific numerical specification, or maybe the physical. If it is available physical, well and good. Like in Flex Shop, we have the first and right, the master samples are available, right? Yes. But in major, the bigger component like fuel tank or tipper, we don't have the OK sample to be possible to display in the PDI kit. So this point is, it's not any, it's applicable points, but your requirement must meet by giving the right the solution, like having the displays and everything, right?
हम लोग को वहां पर तो मतलब स्टैंडर्ड जो डिस्प्ले करेंगे सर, जैसे कि मैंने जो पिछला क्वेश्चन पूछा था तो आपने कहा था कि आप विजुअल्स लगा सकते हो, सैंपल उतना बड़ा नहीं रखना है तो बट मेरा इसमें क्या सर लगे, पहला पॉइंट क्लियर है इसका कि क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड हम लगाएंगे वहां पर, ठीक है सर, डिस्प्ले भी रहेगा। दूसरा पॉइंट है सर सैंपलिंग प्लान का, क्योंकि हम तो जॉब 100% चेक कर रहे हैं सर, तो वहां पर जो सैंपलिंग प्लान आएगा क्वालिटी गेट के पास, सिर्फ इनकमिंग में मेरा सैंपलिंग प्लान काम करता है जो कॉर्पोरेट से इशू हुआ है, लेकिन जब जो मेरा लाइन में है, ये जो मेरा क्वालिटी गेट पीडीआई जो है जहां पर है, वहां पर तो हम 100% चेक कर रहे हैं, तो वहां पे सैंपलिंग प्लान के लिए क्या देंगे, वहां पर हम क्या बोलेंगे?
नहीं, 100% 100%, no need to say sampling plan it is applicable for the RQC and receipt area.
Yes sir.
Okay, so some points are definitely we need to remove, right? No issue. Okay, whatever I'm giving now, I'm responsible for that also, so don't worry. You can refer this communication. Hey sir, that times you told me remove this, and again you are asking, you can directly fight with me, no worry.
Okay sir.
Okay. At least, I mean, you need to take the screenshot, because now the 79, 80 people were joined, and again it's 70.
Sir, my another question, sir. Last question. Sir, in earlier procedure, I have gone through that procedure, and it is clearly mentioned that the plant head is the owner of deploying the layered audit system. Correct, sir? And now the training which we have received now, then I want to know who is the owner. This is the process. Pillar head is the owner of deploying the layered audit system, or individual is singly responsible for conducting the layered audit as per this.
Okay, so there is no change in the layer audit ownership criteria. Everybody is owner for the layer audit. If you are owning the one process, you are owner of that one process. And if you are planted tomorrow, you are the responsible for all the processes. Your job is to mentor, motivate team down to you so that they will do individually into that specific area. And if you are ensuring the right compliance of the layer audit and the right compliance of the process, your planted matrices will be met.
Okay,
Right?
sir.
So
Okay.
don't worry, nobody is owner. Everybody is owner, or otherwise nobody is owner, right?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Right. Praveen, okay, yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, good evening, sir. This is
Hey, good
Venkat
evening,
from.
Venkat.
Yes, sir. Sir, hope you remember in your previous visit, we have discussed about the point number 9, the demerit scoring.
Right.
We have to conclude that one, sir.
Okay,
we
very
have
good. So very good question. What is the demerit? You know that. So demerit criteria, which other OEMs have started following earlier, and they have the demerit criteria for that particular product. Like, you know, the FMEA severity. 9, 10 means the very severe concern. Then 6, 7, 8 is the critical one. Then the light, the major one is the lighter one, right? So we need to freeze the plant-wise demerit scoring criteria in line with the customer. Like customer have the product audit score. Like VEC, Volvo, Eicher, and ALVS also have the 100 pointer, 25 pointer, 5 pointer, V1, V2, or V3 kind of. So you just discuss with the customer. If customer is doing product audit, you need to only demand that the entire standard and start tracking the demerit. Otherwise, we need to freeze internally. Don't remove that criteria. Don't remove that checkpoint.
As per defect severity, we have to. If a leak now, that will be a 10. Like that.
Right. We discuss also that. And if your customer don't have that, please involve me. We'll jointly define the criteria for our units.
Currently, we are not evaluation that one. NA only we are giving.
Right.
That's why I asked for. Okay.
And also that I already discussed with Venkat that other issue also, which is related to purging. So definition of purging is that if anything not okay in that sample, then you need to backtrace the few samples and the back forward also. मतलब आगे के और पीछे के 15 या 20 sample depending upon the criteria we need to freeze. You need to check, and if any additional not okay component sample observed within that the purging sample, then you need to increase the purging size. Correct. So that's the definition of the purging checkpoints, which is there in the quality layer audit check sheet, right?
Yes, sir. Feedback and feed forward.
Right.
Okay.
Sir, question from Alok.
Yeah, Alok.
तो मतलब वो एक ही है पूरे स्टेशन के, उसमें फ्लोर है, साइड बोर्ड वगैरह उसी के लिए एक ही बनाया मैंने। अगर मेरे को 5S का पॉइंट देखना है तो मैं इंटायर पूरा लास्ट तक देखूं या मेरे जितने विजिबिलिटी में है जो क्वालिटी गेट के आसपास उसी 5S वो हो नहीं पाएगा मेरे को। तो सर वो उसी का कंफ्यूजन रहता है मेरे को कि 5S किस लेवल तक देखना है, या तो क्वालिटी गेट के आसपास देखो या फिर लास्ट तक देखो।
Very good. So I need to answer this. So my connection was disconnected because I connected through my mobile hotspot. So I got this call, and Alok, again, just repeat again this question. I understood partially only. So just repeat again. Alok? यार किसी ने सुना है क्या? Somebody can explain me the question.
एक्चुअली इन्होंने जो लेयर ऑडिट की सीट बनाई है पूरे एरिया की बनाई है, लेकिन वो बड़ा एरिया है, तो ये ही वाज आस्किंग कि वो जिस स्टेशन पे काम कर रहा है लाइक पीडीआई के आसपास का ही 5S का देखना हो तो उस एरिया का ही देखे, पूरे लाइन का देखे।
Okay. Now, पहले तो ना process, so correct. I will guide him, and this question is applicable to many of the locations. I know that. I know the FAQs frequently ask what kind of question will come, because I know the challenges team is facing at the unit specific area, right? So my the answer on this question is that now in Alok's case or any other case, if you have the big plant where different kind of processes involved, okay, so you need to have that area specific audit, that process specific audit. Like he is having SKD, within SKD there are different kind of component he is doing welding. So SKD is in one process, short blasting is in one process, then the primer is in one process. That process area you need to do the audit. See, you need to complete the entire plant or entire that all processes in 1 month. So that's the criteria. You have freedom. Either you need to complete all audit in the 1 week and start following for the improvement for rest of the 5 weeks. I'm completely okay. But I want all area must be audited in the entire month in your scope. That is a requirement, correct? And that is simply possible. That is simply possible. No need to, every day. It's earlier it was every day, every shift. How it is possible? Same day, every day you are coming, you are checking, same not okay point you are writing not okay, not okay, not okay, not okay for entire 6 months. Later on you are feeling that check sheet in the cabin only. So what is the logic of having such audit then? Right? So guys, we need to rightly implement this area. Don't waste a paper, don't waste a document, don't waste your time also. At least you need 2 or 3 minutes to fill up the check sheet in the cabin also, right? So that also we need to save. Either way, right? So my suggestion is that line in charge. I know that level, the people, those who are there, a line in charge or line supervisor or line manager and leading a 4 or 5 processes, they need to cover the entire all processes in 1 month. That's the clear. And I am giving the deviation, either you cover in the weekly basis or you need to audit all the process in the 1 week and start pushing the implementation team for rest of the 4 weeks for improvements. I'm completely okay. Yes, Sanjay, you raise a hand.
yes sir, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था.
हेलो,
आप जैसे मैं बात करता हूँ HR की, तो HR में लाइक हमें हमारे पास 6 लाइन. हेलो,
हाँ बोलो धर्मेंद्र जी.
6 लाइन पेंट शॉप, ट्रिम शॉप, पेंट शॉप यानी कि केबिन, फिर ये हो गए मेरे 6 और प्रेस शॉप एंड फ्लिच यानी 8 हो गए. तो ये मेरे को एक दिन में करना है. तो अब ये मेरा जो लाइन मेरे नीचे का लड़का है जो ही वाज डूइंग, तो वंस इन ए मंथ पूरा करना है. तो हम उसको डिवाइड कर सकते हैं यानी कि वीक में एक लाइन, वीक में 2 लाइन पकड़ के वो करेगा तो ये कंप्लीट हो जाएगा महीने में.
तो कैन वी डू इट? क्योंकि अभी क्या हम so my suggestion is for you is that no need to, Dharmendra ji, no need to go for a layer audit on the shop floor. You need to ensure, you need to discuss with Shamin and freeze out the check sheet for your office areas where FIS need to maintain. All need to come up with the right the cloths and everything, because now everybody is receiving the uniform by next 2 days. So that you need to maintain.
Yes.
And you need to freeze out the check sheet for that. Right. Every week, at least once a week, you need to check the entire that the office staff is properly following that requirement in the office area or not. That you need to plan. Shop floor, you need to do the safety audit. That is completely okay. Layer audit, you don't want to go into the shop floor. If you want to learn, you just be a part of observer along with some of the colleagues, and you understand the gap. But no need to lead the layer audit on the shop floor. If you want to go, completely okay. But you need to priority wise, you need to fix the check sheet for the office area and the admin area and the support functions like your training division and then your outside area. You need to just look into that area.
Yeah, which is not covered by production or quality.
Right.
Process team. Right, sir. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Dharmendra ji. Yes, any question? Yes, Sanjay, you raise a hand.
Yes, sir. Sir, I need to. Can you please explain me about the purging data which have added in quality gate check sheet, and how can I calculate it at particular quality gate?
ओके नाउ सी पर्जिंग का डेफिनेशन है ना, एकदम सिंपल है यार. पर्जिंग मतलब क्या है? मानो तुमने आज सुबह से 10 गाड़ियां डिस्पैच कर दी या लास्ट 1 वीक में 10 गाड़ियां दे दी जो यार्ड में रहेगी, या तो कहीं ना कहीं आपके एग्जिट गेट पे रहेगी या तो कस्टमर के प्लांट में रहेगी, और उसके बाद में तुम्हारे पास और 10 गाड़ी वहां पे आने वाली है सेम. तो तुम्हें कोई कंसर्न मिल गया कि जो तुम्हें डाउटफुल है कि शायद ये मेरे से भी छूट सकता है, सो तुम्हें आगे का और पीछे का एक बैच को वेरीफाई करना है. एक 15 जितनी गाड़ी अवेलेबल है 10-15. इफ यू आर मेकिंग 10 टिपर्स अ मंथ, देन ओनली 10 सैंपल इज देयर. इफ यू आर मेकिंग 1000 टिपर्स अ मंथ, देन यू नीड टू इंक्रीज द 30-40 सैंपल्स. If you are making 200 tippers a month, then check 10 samples before and 10 samples backward. So ये सारे चेक करो for that concerns. और अगर उसमें भी तुम्हें मिलता है ना, then you need to stop the dispatch and increase the purging size. तो तुम्हें ना संजय purging size change करना पड़ेगा. लेकिन ज्यादातर क्या होता है पता है, पर्जिंग उस चीज के लिए रिक्वायर्ड है जो बहुत क्रिटिकल फंक्शनल ड्यूरेबिलिटी रिलेटेड कंसर्न्स है, जिसके लिए कस्टमर काफी डिससेटिस्फाइड हो सकता है. या तो कोई सेफ्टी रिलेटेड कंसर्न्स जो गेट पे से, और ये भी डाउट रहता है कि शायद आगे भी मेरे से छूट गया होगा, लाइक कोई बी और सी क्लास एरिया में किसी पर टॉर्क मार्किंग नहीं है, एक क्रिटिकल बोल्ट है, जैसे तुम्हारा सिलेंडर के नीचे का बोल्ट है जिसमें टॉर्क मार्किंग करते हैं, टॉर्क मार्किंग नहीं है। सी टॉर्क मार्किंग इज वेरी सीरियस कंसर्न। भले उसने टॉर्क मारा होगा, लेकिन मुझे क्या गारंटी कि उसने टॉर्क सही मारा है, एंड इट्स अ सेफ्टी कंसर्न। और तुम भी क्या करते हो, तुमने भी देखा नहीं देखा ना, सारा मैं तो सब में देख रहा हूँ, लेकिन पता नहीं कुछ गाड़ी में गया हो सकता है, चेक ना। बट यू रिक्वायर हाफ एन आवर फॉर द नेक्स्ट 10 व्हीकल्स, और पीछे के 10 व्हीकल को भी तुम्हें आधा घंटा लगेगा। सो यू चेक दैट, प्रिपेयर अ रिपोर्ट, एंड इफ देयर इज नो सैंपल अफेक्टेड फॉर द सेम कंसर्न, दिस कंसर्न इज क्लोज।
ओके
क्लियर है?
ओके सर।
Okay, reality. So I think I have handled all the objections, all the concerns from all the locations. So best of luck, guys. I want you to implement this tool rightly. We have a 1 week time to freeze the check sheet, define the checkpoints. One more thing ना, ये है ना, आपको मैं बता दूं, layer audit tool was not the proof, मतलब the global tool, but in last 3 years now layer audit is the global tool. अगर आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग, आपका फोकस इस पे रहेगा ना, इट्स एडेड नॉलेज इन यूर नॉलेज बैंक, तो आपके लिए भी इसका एक एडिशनल अपग्रेडेशन हो गया यार। थोड़ा सा मैंने दिमाग में आपका थोड़ा जगह तो बना लिया, एटलीस्ट फॉर द ग्लोबल टूल, राइट? सो जस्ट फोकस ऑन दैट, एंड अगर दिमाग में है देन आप इंप्लीमेंट नहीं करोगे तो आफ्टर 6 months इफ आई एम आस्किंग यू द फ्रीक्वेंसी ना, यू विल नॉट आंसर. So there is no point of having the knowledge which is not utilized, right? There is a concept called 10-20-70. 10% is the knowledge, 20% is the upgradation of knowledge with respect to the market requirement, and 70% is the execution. So I just now contributed only for 10%. So still there is a 90% scope for improvement. You need to upgrade this by revising the check sheet, by making it correctly executed in the shop floor. That is 20%. And 70% is execution, 10-20-70. So just now we completed 10%, still 90% is yet to be done, and it purely depends on you. My contribution I done. Now it's your time to revision of check sheet, and you need to train your team, your subordinate also. And at least nobody is here who don't have a time of 30-40 minutes a week. Nobody is इतना भी कोई बिजी नहीं है, और बहुत सारे प्लांट में लिटरली गाइस, if the volume is less na, you need to increase the sample size. Before the volume comes na, you need to at least refine the entire process. If tomorrow, if you have the highest volume na, in 2 shift or 3 shift, you don't have a time to do the layer audit, and that time you start making the excuses, right? Raising the issues. So that should not be the case. If the volume is less, implement rightly. If the volume is right, then start executing the, improving the process and refining the process. Correct? So both ways, win-win situation. I know some people are already missed the bus, but at least I contributed right in the knowledge front, right?
Yeah, Anil. Hello. Narula.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Anil. I was in the session. Maybe I joined maybe 10 minutes later.
Okay, sir.
So, but I was there. You know what I want to say to everyone on your behalf, and thank you for this session. Because these kind of sessions are very rare actually. Why I say rare? Because we keep all the sessions for general executive level of people, senior executive level of people, but you know, these kind of sessions are for senior people. And why it is so important and why I am calling it rare, because this is the start of the culture from the senior team, and it is very, very important the way if at the people at the HOD's level and above, how they behave. So it is very, very important my side, which and congratulations to you and thanks to you, Anil, for conducting this kind of session. And I expect you will continue to keep these kind of sessions for creating a good culture in the organization across the plants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your kind words, sir. Thanks. I think
Thank
I
you.
handle more all the objections and the queries. If anything more, we have 5 minutes balance. Otherwise, I will conclude, and the next session I will just deliver on SQCDME, which is one of the critical area and which is the lacking across all units. So that times we'll set the target on the SQCDME. So be ready for every month we need to cover at least one area, one critical pain area, which is